One of Shanghai's most popular web series, The Lane, is a cross-cultural show delving into the complex and dynamic relationships between the city's expats and their local counterparts. Its director Julliet Pan is on the rise in the city, pushing poignant opinion and sourcing Shanghai's unique cultural landscape.
The Lane is about 5 expats. They live in Shanghai for their own different reasons, and they ended up being housed in one old Lane house, as we say, 石库门房子, 上海的石库门房子. And they have very different backgrounds. So put these 5 people in one house, under one roof, automatically a lot of dramatic stuff.
Born in Shanghai, raised in Singapore, and educated in New York, Julliet Pan represents the new generation of global citizen. It's her diverse multinational background which helped ignite the spark that led to The Lane.
For The Lane, actually, it's something to do with my own background. So I came back to Shanghai about 7 years ago. So I realized it's kind of weird that I was born here, but been away for so long. Coming back here, I find I'm reconnecting with my roots, but I'm not quite local. I consider myself as an in-between person. So I always hang out with people like me as in-between people, and I'm interested to tell stories about lives like people like us. So that's a very original motive to make The Lane. Yeah.
Telling the story with humor, fun, and referencing the latest trends. It's found a massive following online of people who can relate to the changing landscape of the city.
When I first met Julliet and I heard about her work, The Lane, which is really kind of an expression of what the expat life, the international life is like here in Shanghai. I have to say, from my own perspective, I felt very strong affinity with it because that's my life in a way. I'm an overseas Chinese, born in California, but moving back here to Asia and building my life here. So it spoke to me very much, and I like the concept very much. And I think that what I love about Julliet's work is that it's this really cross-cultural work, representative of different cultures, different times, East, West, old, new, rich ports that are all mixing together. And I think that's the beauty of Shanghai.
What I liked about this show was that at the time I had not lived in Shanghai very long. Now, a couple years later, I realized that it's sort of a microcosm of the city. There are characters that I have met and interacted with many times since then. At the time, I really didn't realize that because I just moved here. So when I watched it, I thought, well, these are sort of stereotypes. But after seeing it and living it after a couple years, I realized that it's pretty spot on.
Julliet Pan has done quite a bit in media and entertainment, producing everything from films, television series, and reality TV. From the bilingual net series Steamy Kitchen to the vastly popular reality show The Amazing Race China, she's already found success in television. But attending film school at New York University, she actually began her career in movies, producing the short film Butterfly Reflection, which showcased at the Clermont-Ferrand Film Festival in France. But how did she turn her gaze from film to TV?
One opportunity that, I spoke to one of the TV station producer and showed some of the works I've done and whatever. She said, why don't you do television programs? I was very excited because at that point, I just love production. Anything to do with production, I want to do. I just thought, okay, I don't get to do film now, but I want to do television, so at least my work can be presented to people, my thought, my ideas can be manifested somehow. So I did it, and I did it for 6-7 years, I think, since then, So we did a lot of shows, all sorts of shows, and including some reality shows like The Amazing Race. So it's a great experience, I just enjoy it.
But rising in success, Julliet Pan decided to give back to the community. And for the past 2 years, she's devoted herself to the library charity project, buying and delivering books to impoverished schools across China.
I went to the school to see, that actually totally makes me feel it's so vivid. You know, it's not just books. I find that you connect with those kids. And honestly, I didn't realize those kids didn't have anything other than their textbooks. So when they see the books, they really rush to the books and then smiling and giggling. My God, I've never seen kids so happy just reading books. And I realized, my God, little things we do to help can make those kids so happy. But ultimately, it's not only happiness, it's also, I realized, there is a possibility or a chance to broaden their mind, to see the world outside of their village.
Most recently, she held a fundraising dinner at Shanghai's renowned Peace Hotel, with all proceeds going to the library project. It was a grand event, drawing a large amount of support for both Julliet and the project.
I think this project is great, actually, for the next generation, because these kids are going to get books and read about things that's going to help them in the future. So I think that Julliet is doing something that's really giving back to the country.
I really like children. I think that people would support the project and give and do more for support Julliet and the project as well.
Julliet is definitely amazing lady. She's been flying everywhere, helping different kind of projects, and she definitely plays a very influential role in putting this project. I'm very grateful that I actually met her to help this project to work.
The jazz event makes you feel there's love and hope. That's why I feel, I'm so fortunate. While helping people, I'm helped with full of love in my life,
Whether it's TV, film, or charity, Julliet Pan remains consistent in both quality and a reflection of her multinational background. She continually sources a cross-cultural perspective and helps bridge the gap between nations, people, and cultures.
It's a desire. You know what I'm saying? When you have a desire, you want to. You have something, you want to say it. And you just want to say it. That's how I feel, It would be nice to, in one piece of work, I can showcase both cultures. I hope people would understand how multinational culture can coexist harmoniously and happily.
Julliet Pan has reached the forefront of entertainment through a rare fusion of local and international perspective. Her shows, films, and charity initiatives all reflect her immensely global outlook and have garnished a massive following. She's leaving us a lot to look forward to.